Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog.stampwithelaine.com and welcome to the second episode of my Countdown to Christmas series. 12 episodes of Christmas-themed projects until December 6th to inspire you in good time for Christmas. Today I'm going to be using the At Home With You bundle, which you can find on page 54 of the annual catalogue. This is a really versatile set which you can use throughout the year. This stamp set is suitable for so many occasions, for a welcome to a new home, a thank you card, a spring card, and an autumnal card. The stamp set is called At Home With You. There are 25 photopolymer stamps in the set, and the coordinating dies are called At Home Framelits dies. There are 12 dies in this set. This will cut out the flower, sunflower pot, which is autumnal. This one you can use for any season just by colouring the baubles a different colour. This one is a spring flower pot, a lantern. This die will cut out 2 wreaths, the spring or the Christmas one. To explain about this stamp, you see that there's a little tab there on the stamp. So long as you have that pointing in the same direction as the tab on the die, it will just make it a lot easier for you to position the die exactly where the it's supposed to cut, so that you don't have to faff about trying to find the correct position. This is the main one. This cuts the door frame. This one actually has a side that doesn't have a cutting edge at all, so that you can hinge your door like that, so it opens like so. This die cuts out the little tab here. It's like a plug. And this one will cut out the apertures for the window. So you can see it cuts out the holes for it. That's an extra. It's a little tab. And that one is a welcome mat. So that's your doormat for the door. Just a correction, I thought that this die was for a tag, but it's not, it's for the present. If you like colouring, you can see all these are line images, and it's only a tiny bit of colouring you need to do because the images are so small, and it's very quick and easy. There are a lot of sentiments that are suitable for lots of occasions, from birthday to thank you cards to autumnal greetings, congratulations on your new home. And these, some of them will fit inside the little tab here. This one I just only stamped the birthday and omitted the happy birthday, but you can use the happy birthday. And all these will fit inside the door here if you choose to. There's also one that says surprise, so you can put that in the door to say surprise. Or there's one here that says, I feel at home when I'm with you. We're going to be making this card in Old Olive. And I wanted to show you how you can mass produce this card if you're making lots of Christmas cards. And inside there's the little greeting, and you can peep through and see the Christmas tree and presents under the tree. And I thought it was super cute. The additional stamp sets we'll need is Lovely as a Tree. You can tell how old this stamp set is. I've had it since I joined Stampin' Up, and this is the one we'll be using, and hardwood as well. In Europe, the A4 cardstock, if you cut it in half, it measures 8 1/4 by 5 7/8 inches. That's 20.6 centimeters by 14.9 centimeters. With the long side on top, you score at 4 1/8, which is 10.5 centimeters. So one A4 sheet will make 2 cards. You also need extra Old Olive cardstock, to stamp the doors and the garlands for the doors, the welcome mat and the wreath. Some whispered white cardstock for inside the door here, and also for the inside of the card. This measures 5.5 by 3 3/4 inches. In metric, that will be 14 centimeters by 9.5 centimeters. Old Olive ink, Real Red and Versamark, and also the Real Red and Crumb Cake markers. Dust Buddy, white embossing powder and a heat tool, Big Shot magnetic platform and your cutting plates, and a post-it note to stamp your present on, and then cut it out so you can use it as a mask. Foam mat, because we're stamping with photopolymer stamps. I've mounted my stamps on a block E, D, B, G and A. Another little tip on how to mount this stamp, with it being photopolymer, it's very flexible, and when you're mounting it, sometimes you know, you might mount it crooked, and then when you come to die cutting it, you won't be able to die cut it straight. So a little tip is to place that die with the cutting edge face down, and then slip this stamp, and you will feel it engage with the die when it's in the right position. Then all you have to do is just place your clear block on top and pick up the stamp. And then it will be in the right place for you to stamp each time. You can see that now I've picked up the stamp, that it fits exactly into those grooves. So the die cutting edge has to be face down, not face up. To save time on the video, I've pre-stamped the hardwood on half a sheet of A4, and then just to refresh your memory on how to white emboss, remember to rub your cardstock with the Dust Buddy to prevent static. Place my cardstock on the foam mat, ink up with Versamark ink, and then stamp. Sprinkle it with embossing powder. Heat emboss. And I've done the same on the other half of the A4 sheet in Old Olive, and I've stamped the garlands around the door, the wreaths and the welcome mat all at the same time. To cut the door frame, you need your magnetic platform, base cutting plate, your cardstock on top. Now this is the mistake I made. I cut out the door with the frame first, and then I went back and did the opening separately, and this is what happened. And you don't want that, so it's best if you place your die over the door and be mindful of which is part of the die is without the cutting edge. So you want the cutting edge on the right. Place that on top over the door frame, and then you're ready to cut. So I'll do that off camera. I'll do the same for the wreaths. Remember, I stamped with the tab all pointing north, so if I place my die with the tab pointing north as well, then it will be really easy to position the die in the right place for die cutting. So I'll go and do that off camera as well. To create the inserts for the inside the door, all I did was take the door frame and just place it on some Whisper White cardstock, top cutting plate, I ran it through the Big Shot. Trim it off. There where the die ends, and that's where you need to cut it. So I've already pre-cut some, and once you've done the first one, you can always just line up that one and use as a template, and then just cut through. Now I want to stamp my presents with real red ink. I've cut masks for all of these, and then I've stamped, cleaned and changed stamp colours and stamped on all of those. I forgot to press record. Other masks to put on this. So then I can stamp the tree. And I'll need another mask for below the presents, because I only want the top of the tree up there. Remove the masks. Crumb cake marker. Now, because this is limited space, I've actually cut my photopolymer stamp in half so that I can get the words in. So I'm going to stamp Christmas first and then centre the Merry on top. So I'll do that in real red. Stamp Merry on top. I've hand drawn some holly leaves. Then I'm going to stamp a little bit of decoration inside and leave the rest of it blank. This one will be stamped directly and then one stamped off, like so. And then the baubles coloured in. Glue the inside of the card. Well, I had to do this one again because I smudged it, so I just flipped it on the other side and stamped it again. Each door will have a sort of slight score mark, so you want to fold that back so that the door opens and just reinforce the score line. I like to glue the doormat first because that will centre it on the card nicely. And you want it, say, about 1/4 of an inch up, so there's room for the door and the garland. Glue on the door frame. And the bottom. Centre that over the doormat. Followed by your greeting, and then just glue directly onto the card, and you want that edge flush with the door here, and then tuck that in. Glue on the garland. Over the door frame. Wouldn't you know it, I forgot to press record again. But anyway, I've coloured in all the dots where the berries are supposed to be with a red marker pen. And you do the same for the garland over the door. Just put a dimensional on the top of the door, like so, and one on the bottom. These are the mini ones. And then pop your wreath on top. Let's bring it up closer so you can see. I've got the mini dimensionals in line with just the top and the bottom of the window apertures, so that the wreaths won't stick to the back of the door here, and then you can't open the door. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. This is the one in Tranquil Tide, and this is how you can make several of them, just using 3 pieces of A4 cardstock. Do give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe or share on Facebook, and my grateful thanks if you do. If you're watching from YouTube, you'll find the list of supplies I use below this video in the Show More section, with direct links to my online store here at blog.stampwithelaine.com. You can find me on Facebook, Pinterest or Instagram. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon. Bye!